Okay, let's see. Alright, let's see. Am I live? Oh boy. Let's see. Hold on. That's weird. I'm not seeing it. Hold on. Okay. Maybe it has to be on for a bit? Let's see. Okay, here we go. Found it. Alright. Let's see, I have to share. Okay, sharing link to Discord. Let's see. Wait, are you actually watching this on my channel right now? Let's see. Okay, there we go. I also sent the link on Discord so you could just find it easier. Nope. You're gonna have to look at it on Discord, unfortunately. Well, that's the thing. I didn't know if you was looking at it through the YouTube app. I mean, you can do either or. It doesn't matter. But anyways. Hey everyone on YouTube, Phoenix Destiny Kai here again, bringing you yet another Mobile Suit Corner. I've got a lot to say about the particular suit that I'm going to be showcasing today, so let's waste no time and get right to it. And here it is, the OZ-MS06 Leo. The year is after Colony 175. Many mercenaries, along with militaristic groups across the Earth sphere, basically, well, they were still using conventional weaponry for the most part. And there was a weapon that was created for... Well, there was a weapon that was created for the Oz organization, but the thing of it is, it was a bit of an interesting thing. The first mobile suit that was created was known as the Tallgeese. And that suit had, well, it had incredible speed, but it was unforgiving to average soldiers because those Gs caused a bit of a mortality rate in the test pilots. So the makers of several companies had to get together and figure out, okay, so how can we basically make the Tallgeese a bit more affordable and usable for the average soldier, but at the same time still retain some degree of its combat capability? The answer? Well, they decided to make some budget cuts on the suit because, as you can see, the armor isn't that extensive like the Tallgeese's is. In fact, this thing doesn't even have a traditional backpack on its own. And what you get is the Leo. Essentially, think of it like this. The Leo is just basically a mass-produced Tallgeese. It's even referenced in the head shape and the fact that the Tallgeese's head is literally just a Leo head, but with a special covering. And for 20 years, this mobile suit would reign supreme on many different battlefields, if only because, well, it was modular, it could handle different types of weapons, and it could even operate in space or on the ground thanks to different types of backpacks that could be fitted to it. There was even commander-type variants which used specialized weapons like the arm shoulder cannons of the Leo cannon type. So fast forward 20 years, the years after Colony 195. The United Earthsphere Alliance has pretty much had an iron grip on the Earth a lot at this point, along with the Oz organization having their own supply of Leos. And for a while, this was the mobile suit to contend with. And the thing of it is, it was because it was so affordable, you could even think of this as, well, basically a walking tractor, but with powerful weapons. But that wasn't a bad thing, because honestly, the Leo is a fine grunt in his own right, compared to the Zaku, the Gem, the Jin, basically any of the starting grunts of a lot of Gundam series, except maybe the Flag and the Greys. Those actually had two good things that, well, I could talk about here, but I won't because I'm busy talking about my suit, so yeah. That being said, the Leo was one of many mobile suits that had an interesting naming scheme because the suits in After Colony, at least the grunts, all take their names after the they take their names after the zodiac signs. In this case, well, the Leo. There's also an Aries, there was also an Aquarius, but only in the G Generation games. There was also a few underwater mobile suits as well. The Pisces, the Cancer, the Aquarius. The Aquarius wasn't. It was an underwater mobile suit. It was actually meant to control mobile dolls, but yeah. Needless to say, a lot of suits basically came from the Tallgeese, and some variants even came from the Leo itself. I mean, hell, the Leo even has specialized variants that was showcased in the manga series Dual Story G Unit, which was a side story to Gundam Wing. But as far as the suit itself, it actually has pretty good performance in terms of what you would expect from a grunt. For obvious reasons, well, this thing was not meant to take on the Gundams in the series when they would eventually come out as part of Operation Meteor. But the thing that nobody realizes or seems to conveniently forget is every single time the Gundams have had trouble in Wing, it was always a Leo that pushed them back. And not even with the mobile doll variants either. So all I can say is this. This might be calling out some fans, but I don't care because, like I said, this is my favorite suit. And I feel like it's better than a lot of them. So all I want to say is, you Universal Century boys can keep your Gems and you can keep your Zakus. Just give me a Leo any day of the week and I am golden. As far as this weaponry, its signature weapon is seen here, the 150mm machine gun. Honestly, one of my more favorite machine gun types across the Gundam series. And unlike a Zaku, this thing can even use beam sabers. And it's a bit of a cool thing, you can even see inside the shield here, it has a couple of beam sabers, which is also reflected in-game as its optional skill. Honestly, there's not a whole lot to say about the Leo because it's one of the most, like, you gotta think of it like this. If Grandpa Gundam was basically the bare bones Gundam in UC, and the Gem was the bare bones grunt of UC, well, the Tallgeese, honestly, could be seen as just that. It's not that special of a mobile suit, but its ease and its simplicity is what makes this suit this suit. And this suit was used by many, many pilots. It was actually let's see, with the exception of Katra and Wufei, because they preferred using their Gundams, this was actually piloted by Hero and Duo at one point in Endless Waltz. It was even piloted by Trace. It was even piloted by Zex. I'm sure at one point it was even piloted by Noin. That just goes to show that, similar to Universal Century and the Zaku's, this thing has had a lot of pilots, and when it comes to the Breaker series, this was so refreshing when this game came out, because this suit only really appeared in Gunpla Warfare, or as people know it after the name change, Gundam Breaker Mobile. Honestly, this is a cool suit. And as far as an interesting fact here, what you see for where the backpack normally would be, that's technically meant to be a modular spot for different types of backpacks, because there was a space variant. There was even a mid-air variant of this, a flight type. And the thing is, unlike the Zaku, well, aside from the beam saber, this thing could also utilize, well, beam guns. Unfortunately, though, in the Breaker games, for whatever reason, we're only just gifted its beam saber and the 150. None of its other weapons are in this game, but if you really want to, you can give this thing a Dober gun. Yeah, it's the beam-based version in the game only, but still. That being said, and I'll just say this for the last time, what else can I say about this? The Leo is honestly one of the coolest grunts ever. And someday, I hope this thing makes it in a Versus game. So yeah, top 3 grunts. Don't care. Keep your UC trash to yourself, you bunch of UC heads. And on that note, that's pretty much my stream for the day. So, till next time, YouTube fans, stay cool. And just remember, UC boys are not welcome in Afra Colony.